AdBlock has been taking away billions of dollars from Google every single year, yet Google has never taken any steps to stop AdBlock. In fact, one of the most popular ad blocking services is found on the Google Chrome store, yet Google has never attempted to block the extension. Furthermore, ad blocking is not a small issue either. In 2017, US publishers alone lost $15.8 billion due to ad blocking, with over a quarter of users in the US using some sort of ad blocking service. Considering this, why has Google stayed silent? But before we get into that, let's get a better understanding of how AdBlock even works. In basic terms, AdBlock simply filters all requests to display something on a particular website and blocks the requests that seem to be related to advertising. Ad blocking services use a list of domains that are most involved in serving ads and block any requests from these domains. Users can often add domains to this list or even block certain aspects of a given website like social media buttons. Given the simplicity of the service, it wouldn't take very long for Google to bypass these services or simply take them down altogether. The reason Google doesn't do this starts with how they make money with ads. Google only makes money when a user clicks on an ad, not when it is simply shown. On the back end, many advertisers bid on keywords and audience demographics. This bid is the amount of money an advertiser is willing to pay per click from the user. In the end, only the highest bidder is actually shown to the audience, and the advertiser doesn't have to pay Google till a user clicks on an ad. The thing is, people who are so averse to ads that they'll go out of their way to block them usually wouldn't click on the ads anyway. This is not to say that ads would be 100% ineffective against this demographic. It's just that the click-through rate would be much lower. Furthermore, by isolating this demographic out and not showing them ads, the click-through rate for the average user would be higher. This higher click-through rate would lead to advertisers bidding higher and paying more for each click, as the click would be more likely. On top of this click revenue goes to creators and owners of websites. Google takes 40% of ad revenue while 60% goes to creators, so the bulk of the losses don't fall on Google. Of course, despite all of this, Google is losing billions by ad blockers. However, these points do decently offset their losses. Moving on, blocking ads would go against their entire business model. If they blocked AdBlock, whether removing the extension from the Chrome Web Store or adding some sort of update that would prevent AdBlock from running, a big portion of the user base would leave. And all the money they have invested in this user would be lost. The thing is, Google loses money in most of their ventures. Believe it or not, YouTube has never been profitable for Google, and their losses are only getting bigger as more users come onto the platform. This is the same case for most of their free services like Google Maps, Google Drive, Android, Google Play Store, and so on and so forth. Now, Google has, after several years, made many of these profitable, but that was never the goal. You see, Google doesn't care about making money on most of their products. From the very beginning, Google has been giving out crazy services for free in an effort to get users to use Google.com. Whether overly generous email and cloud space or a free streaming platform, Google isn't looking to make money, just garner users. Google sees these money-losing services as investments and continue to keep them afloat in order to grow their user base. Eventually, they hope that you will use Google.com, where they can collect data from you, sell this data, show you ads, and finally make a profit. To this day, this is Google's main source of revenue. Despite the hundreds of sectors they've delved into, Google's advertising revenue is what makes up 83.3% of Alphabet's total annual revenue. If a group of Google users want to use AdBlock to continue using Google products, Google is more than okay with that. They can still collect data on you, so AdBlock users are not a complete loss in revenue for Google. Their main goal is to keep users on Google, and sacrificing a bit of ad revenue for that is not an issue. Also, even if users continue to use Google services after they stop AdBlock, these users are more likely to use Google services for shorter periods of time. The best example of this would be YouTube. A person who is used to watching YouTube without ads may spend less time watching YouTube if ads are forced onto them. This would not only hurt audience retention, but also impact the amount of data they can collect on these users. Moreover, Blocking AdBlock would severely hurt their reputation, which they have built over the past 2 decades. Google has strived to come off as the friendly company that puts their customers first. This is why they offer so many services for free. Their #1 priority is for users to use their services and trust them. And as people are starting to become more cautious about data mining, blocking AdBlock would just severely hurt trust in Google and would ultimately hurt the company more than any lost revenue due to AdBlock. Overall, though AdBlock is harmful to Google over the short term, blocking the service would have long-term repercussions that Google believes would be much worse. And this is why Google has yet to block AdBlock and likely never will. If you guys thought this video explained why Google allows AdBlock, make sure to drop a like and consider subscribing if you'd like to see more questions just like this one logically answered. But until then, I'm Hari and I'll see you guys on the next one.